Yes guys, we are of course back with another video. Wearing a beanie because I've literally just stepped out of the shower and my hair is soaking wet. You know how it is. It just gets in the way. It just gets in there. I need a haircut, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway guys, I was going to cover the Dagestan massacre today. However, it's getting pretty late. I'm not starting this till about 9 PM. It's 9 PM now. Just about. So we're going to talk about something a little smaller. We're going to talk about the Guerrero Flaying. Now, while I don't know many details about this, what I do know is that this was basically a Mexican policeman who was kidnapped by a cartel. Unfortunately, along with an innocent life that was his son. Now, while the gore probably isn't as bad as Funky Town Gore was, it's the emotional aspect that is within the video that really sort of puts you off guard. For example, this kid is made to watch his dad die before the kid is initially tortured himself. Now, the group that was allegedly meant to have done this was the Nueva Familia and Los Viagras, God knows how that's pronounced, I don't want to know. Now, these two cartels were originally meant to be thought of as linked to Congressman Carlos Reyes. So, I'm going to take you guys through the video now and we're going to go through the whole thing. Lucky you. Now, fair warning as usual guys, this will include graphic descriptions of people being tortured and killed. As usual, what else were you expecting? So this is actually the first time that I've seen this whole 8 minutes in full, so we're actually going to watch it together. I'm just going to watch it and explain everything because it's going to take way too long for me to watch a little bit, explain it, watch a little bit, explain it. So I suppose we've got a little bit of a unedited cut of gore. I was thinking about putting the sound on as well, but I don't do sounds. Sounds are just, they're horrible sometimes. Yeah, and I don't want to disturb you guys too much because this is we're quite calm here, okay? So I've got the video up here. It starts off, there's two guys, man and his son, Mexican police officer and his son, as explained. And they're sitting topless wearing jeans on the ground or on a big log, I don't know. They're talking to each other and the dad's head is lifted up. Now the dad gets dragged back a little bit, and this is from Best Gore, so you know it's going to be bad. So they're saying some things to him now, and I should probably have sound on, but yeah, it's a bit too risky. I mean, they kind of just sat there and he's just whacked him in with a bat. He's whacking him over and over with a bat, over and over again, very, very hard. And his son's obviously there crying, watching it. I find it a lot harder to watch when there's two people who care about each other and they have to go through this kind of thing. It's pretty sickening to see. So yeah, the dad's just been whacked with a bat and he's already semi-unconscious, which is bad. I think he was hit in the head a few times, so he's lying on the ground and they're going for him again, smacking him in the head, just completely going for him. Jesus. So it's just like a big wooden stick. In fact, it looks like it's even a stick from a tree, like a bamboo tree. And bamboo's meant to be quite hard, you know. But no, I don't think that's bamboo. It just looks like a big log that is picked up. Okay, so now they're cutting his throat. They're cutting the dad's throat. And, whoa, fucking hell. There's a lot of blood. A lot of blood. And the guy next to, well, the child, I'm going to call it a child, but it's not a child, he's an adult. But the son, he gets kicked next to him. And while they're chopping this dad's head off, they kicked his head and the head just sort of bobbled around a little bit. So they've beheaded the dad, they're showing it up to the camera. That's pretty gruesome so far. They force the kid to watch his dad getting beheaded, and now they're starting on the kid, of course. Now these two men were actually, alright, it's cut a little bit now. The son's been made to lie on his dead dad, and they're kicking him around a little bit onto his dad's dead body. His dad's dead, lifeless, headless body. Not great at all. Now before I said I was going to say something then, these two were actually meant to be part of, or the Mexican police officer was apparently meant to be part of a cartel. Okay, so they stabbed the son in the chest, I believe. It was quite hard to make out actually. Yeah, they've put in there, somebody's put a boot on the son's head, and this guy started cutting into his skin, which is of course the flaying part of the video. So they're forcing the son around, kicking him in the head, and they're about to do this all on top of his dad's lifeless body, which is extremely horrible to watch. You know, imagine yourself in that sort of situation. I mean, don't imagine yourself in that situation, but yeah, if you're in that situation, what do you do? How do you react? So they're cutting into this kid's chest now, and they're in the heart area. They're cutting open the heart area. It looks like he's been knocked out from the pain. So they're removing all the skin around that area, exposing his ribs and his heart and everything else around that area. His lungs, his kidneys are going to be exposed as well. They're basically digging into the chest area with the knife. You know, in the non-brutal areas, avoiding the nerves, they're digging right in. So it's clear somebody here has got some kind of fucking medical experience, and now they're just sort of cutting the skin from the other side, removing the top layer of skin, exposing the rib cage, and it looks like he's peeling a fucking orange. It's horrible. I would say that this is worse than Funky Town Gore. Now what you can actually see, yeah, the kid's in complete shock now, and he's completely open. They're slapping him, but you can see his insides moving around. You can see his beating heart is coming out of his chest, as well as his intestines. They're cutting just under his rib cage there, removing his rib cage. They're basically removing the rib cage part around the heart, and they're basically taking the heart out. Now that they've flayed him, they've caused him so much pain, now they're removing the heart and killing him. So this was at least a good 3 or 4 minutes of just this. You know, 3 or 4 minutes of the worst pain imaginable. So they've taken the heart out and it's beaten a little bit, and they've put the heart on his face, and then now basically his face was covered with a mask as well, and now they're taking off the duct tape mask, and they've just stuck a knife in him near his neck there as a sort of look at what we've done, and that's about it. They've removed the ropes and the face masks, and then it's just 2 dead bodies next to a tree, and all that just for being the part of a group of people that another group of people didn't like. It's absolutely sickening, and I bet they've got no remorse for what they did either here. It's just simply awful, it really is. And this is unfortunately the type of stuff that goes on in these countries, as you've probably heard from me on many occasions now. Yeah, there's not much else I can say about that. I've never seen that full 8-minute version before. And now I have, I wish I hadn't. Shit. Now, there are a lot of people who say that this is probably the worst gore video out there, and I can somewhat agree with that, because of the gore, the severity of the gore, what happens, the way it's all done, the flaying, that sort of thing, the exposed body parts. It's just horrifying. And two, what's the word? Not sentimental, but the fact that it's a dad and his son who are basically the whole viewpoint of this thing. You can only imagine the feelings that the son felt while his father was killed in front of him. But yeah, it's just, yeah, these type of people are just honestly diseases who do this kind of stuff. It's always sort of made me think, how do people like this do this kind of stuff? Obviously, money is a big part of it. Money is definitely a big part of it. You won't just go out your way to do this for nothing. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about that, I think, guys. I'm going to bleach my eyeballs now. Yeah, this was highly demanded, and here we are. We've watched it. I've given you the whole thing in details, as well as some little details at the start, which I could only find very brief details on. But yeah, wow, that was something else. It really was. Anyway, guys, gonna leave you with that. I'm not one for happy endings, but I'm sorry about that. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, maybe strike that little bell next to the subscription button. You'd be doing me a favour. It'd be very cool of you. And that's it. We'll see you in the next video.